Hi friends, got a new video toy, and frankly I got it because this is just about how real the body-mind is and how real our houses and everything in 3D is. It's something we baked up. Yep. So, you know, anything to help us disidentify, back away. And just as much from the mind as from the body. Okay, throat's feeling fine. So, I've got a 1029 journal. It was the first of that day. The Mayan day was 3 deer. And it's a little bit longer, so here goes. Perhaps, like a lot of you, I don't really know which end is up these days. Things have been steadily improving, but slowly. Well, if that's what is, then color me glad and grateful to accept it. Resistance be gone. Hey, it's amazing, all the hiding places that turn up for both resistance and fear, which is generally hidden under both resistance and anger. If you're angry, back away, look underneath, you'll find fear. I can just about guarantee it. And if you don't find it, it's there. So, how many of us are willing to accept that things just aren't what they seem to be on the surface? Who's brave enough? Huh? That's an important threshold to cross. Much that's wonderful lies on the other side of it, but until we get there, we're still in thrall to the mind, just like we've been both trained and programmed to be. I love constantly hearing word about how many continue to awaken. It's a never-ending flow, it seems. The momentum is ours, my friends, finally. Though in heart we knew it would eventually turn this way, it didn't seem that it would to those watching the news and staying tuned in to the media's once powerful grip. It's an addiction, just like any other, until it's not, until you break it. It's a choice. Things are so strange in the world today that many people have been led to believe they have no choice in anything. No free will. While I can understand how such a belief can develop, that's one of the saddest ones on the planet. It's akin to totally giving up, admitting defeat. It's also a great rationalization. Consider it. What perfect cover for doing whatever the heck you feel like doing. It's not your fault, right? Oh no, it's pre-programmed or someone else's fault, not yours, or destiny. Yeah, right. See how well that argument stands up for you at your life review when you cash your chips in, your body in. Hey, that belief is just as much a choice as anything else. So, what do you choose to believe? Very little, I hope. There's nothing worthy of belief on the surface of life in 3D, the way I see it. All that rot we've been taught to believe, throw it out. At your convenience, of course, not mine. Do your own work. It does take holding certain beliefs, it seems, to maintain a place here in 3D, a visible presence. I don't know. Still, it's past time to be getting quite picky at what we choose to accept, to believe. Nothing is what it seems to be. Yet, when we're in mind, There's no stepping back far enough to be able to see something like that. Mind itself is part and parcel of the matrix. So it's a good idea to begin retraining the mind. We get to do that because we are powerful. We're divine. Somehow I feel like I've said it all. What new is left to say? Do you feel the 1221 fever in those all around you? It's got a real momentum going. It's a powerful lure. Just remember to be ready for the backwash of all those people awakening on 1222. What will they believe then? Some are already moving their predictions into 2013. No doubt that will take some people in, but I expect many more will finally see through the whole prediction thing and toss it aside. It's not the most pleasant roller coaster to ride, being led around by the nose that way. Now, sorry if that offends some. Just know there's no offense meant here. I support everyone believing what they choose to believe. I just find life a heck of a lot more fun by dropping beliefs. The more the better, and as fast as I can. They don't fall away all that quickly, though. It takes some real determination to upweed these weeds cluttering up the belief garden within. What do I predict? I have no predictions since I've discovered what a powerful lure they are to come away from the now. From now, the word now, we also get one, W-O-N, and own, O-W-N. Nice, that. Anyway, sticking with now and here is awesome, my friends. Even if for only a few minutes each day, do give it a go. Drop all anticipation and all looking back, and just be here now. No memories, no plans, just now. Predictions equal expectations, don't they? Just like regrets for the past, expectations for the future are a waste of the present. Yet we're all so deeply programmed to have both regrets and expectations, it can seem hard to find our way out of them. Noting that they are creations of mind can help, since moving the focus of attention from the head to the heart isn't difficult. Just something to remember to do often. I feel strongly that we have the 51% momentum and more we were looking for. Momentum on the side of the uprising light. What's next? Well, there's that time thing again. Anyway, with this many people awake enough to at least recognize the way things have been has got to stop. It's not uphill from here. Not anymore. We've taken this thing through the long, long uphill slog, and that's over now. One by one, more and more people wake up to at least look at the idea that they are the one creating their world, their reality. Not so many accept it at first glance, but not so many reject it outright as used to do either. And that's a good sign. Possibilities, that's my song. Simply anything is possible, but how many have awakened to this yet? It's truly empowering. How many still await the savior of this or that kind to come along and rescue their butt? That waiting for rescue or salvation thing is a great way to paralyze the populace. Just convince them that they have to do nothing because someone or something or some date will arrive and it will all be done for them. puts 'em right to sleep. Do you see any of that in yourself? Most of us can, if not now, then not so very long ago when we believed that sort of thing too. This is one of the saving graces of coming up from the masses, so to speak. We get what that journey is like. Been there, done that is a great way to go, or we wouldn't have selected it. But now time has come to separate out. We bring with us from that journey a great deal of compassion and deep understanding. We're not so quick to judge anymore, have you noticed? Whatever it is that may tempt us, we know we've done that before, if not in this life, then in some other embodiment. No one is better than anyone else. It's really nice, it's really freeing to know this. If it's a new one to you, well, spend some time with it, in heart, of course. It's perfectly lovely. Equality of soul. In addition, we have a great deal of maturity that's coming to the surface now. Have you noticed it in yourself? Even in the very young, they seem to be born old, some of them. Well, that is, unless their parents haven't yet dropped the blinders of old ways of belief. Those children don't need saving, Mom and Dad. It's more likely they came to save you and the rest, to lead us into some real sanity in place of what passes for that in our world. So we add the wisdom, the maturity, to the compassion of having walked a few miles in our brethren's shoes, and what do we get? We get ourself back, capital S. That's what's coming to the fore, at least in those with eyes open enough to see it, to recognize it. It's happening in all of us, but those still tightly tethered to mind and its ways aren't yet able to see it. No fear, though, their time will come. They're just as divine as the rest. That being the case, then, who the heck did we come to save or to help out down here, vibrationally, in 3D? Gosh, do you think it could be the bad guys themselves? The powers that were? Heck, I don't know. I only just thought of this, or had it come through, but I'm open. How about you? Are you open enough to at least consider just about anything? While it has always been so that most of us were not, remember, that's changing. We can look at ourselves as in the majority now, the awakened ones, while we've always known that, at least as far as the numbers that go, the powers that were are the measly 1%, somehow it seemed hard to implement that as a belief. Life looked like they were totally running things, like we were the 1%. Well, that was a part of their magic, their dark arts of programming that we were suckered into. We've always been the majority. We just didn't act like it. We cowered down and marched to someone else's tune. That's what's starting more and more to disappear now. Their whole power thing was largely a mirage, which they supported and fed through the media and all the rest of the structure they controlled. No more. It's time to start seeing things differently. That's one thing you and everyone can start to do. Catch yourself when you're about to knuckle under yet again to another one of their lying schemes. No other action is required but changing our seeing. We are empowered now to see through these things, but only if we make that choice. This is where it's truly handy to have ditched the old past and future thing, the regrets and expectations. If you have no reference to the past sitting there in your mind trying to control you, then your vision instantly improves. It no longer feels like you against the weight of the world, just to think for yourself, to choose what you truly think is best. It significantly lightens your load, or it can. It's got to be implemented first, by you, that old choice thing again. This whole thing isn't as hard as it may seem either. You see, we've got loads of help and support of the, well, currently invisible kind. You've got not only your spiritual guides, which are often more than just one or two, you've also got your whole soul group, your whole light network of those you've known simply forever, your soul family. Remember now, we're eternal. There's simply no killing us. So just consider for a moment how much time there is in eternity to make real, solid friends. It goes beyond mind's ability to comprehend, and they are there for you. We awaken to these things when we're ready. There's some groundwork that must be laid first, and that's what we're all in the process of doing. So, as we stick to following our integrity, honor, and intuition, to following the highest truth we can comprehend, then such things happen naturally in their own perfect timing. So, one foot in front of another is sometimes all we can give and all that it takes. Let this be a reminder of the beauty, the celestial integrity of effortlessness. No more toil and effort and sweat need be applied. You can do all of that in the gym if you like, or on the bike, or the jogging trail. Done that way, it can be great enjoyment. But when it comes to your spiritual path, it's time to seek out the effortless way. It's there for you. Just let go. You deserve it, you see. Did you forget you're divine? I know it takes a powerful lot of weeding out conflicting beliefs before this beautiful plant of your divinity can thrive there within you. Well, just like the trek of 1,000 miles begins with the next step, same with the weeding. Pulling out of the rotten beliefs. And in the midst of this weeding, there's another beautiful truth that can shine through. We can be shown by our own inner self how it's the journey that's the point, not some mythical ending. Things just don't end for us, friends. There is no "that's all she wrote" to it. We are truly eternal. Memories will soon enough start flooding back, and we'll see in our own personal lives how vastly they seem to stretch across time. And they do, when looked at in that linear way. The real truth is that they're all simultaneous. It is time to separate out from the mass mentality, the herd, so to speak. It's time to be claiming our own divine identity, our real and true nature, and to heck with what others think. Besides, if you keep your own counsel and don't go trying to share such things with the sleeple around you, You won't have to worry about what they think. They can't really see you anyway, just what they project that you are. And that's just as real as this gingerbread man. Turn to the other light beings. We are many. And we're not that hard to find either. Just as water seeks its own level, so will you once you're ready to make the break and to let go. And while it may seem hard and challenging for a while, that while won't be all that long, especially the way time itself is accelerating these days. So, it's time to get to know your real self. That divine one in there who you may think is only a rumor or a hope or a nice story. Nothing is stopping you from going inside to find out, now is it? Nothing but lack of making the choice. No one can empower you, my friends. It's up to you to empower yourself. We are the actual rescue squad here on planet Earth. We came in just for this very special time. We're going to blow much more than the socks off of the powers that were, and quite a few of the sheeple and sleeple, just by discovering the self, one by one. So, it's all up to you. Don't wait for a date or someone else, E.T. or otherwise, to come to the rescue here. We can do this. We were quite literally born to it. This is in no way the first rescue mission we've been on either. For many of us, this is old hat. Time is to be remembering that. So, no more of the hogwash supplied by the culture, okay? That stuff is unworthy of you. Namaste. And if you want some reinforcement for this, go back to my journal where I told you not to have any heroes or idols in 3D. It's all beneath you, my friends, every bit of it. This is our gingerbread man and our gingerbread house. Time to wake up to that. Good day.